Welcome to this explainer breaking down Playbook '03 of the Income Systems AI series. Today, we're diving deep into the AI freelancing agency model. Look, let's be completely upfront before we even get started. You are not going to find any fake guru hype here, no push-button money claims, no get rich overnight while sleeping on a beach nonsense. What we're actually doing today is a highly tactical, modern breakdown of how to build a real, systemized AI service agency. If you're a consultant, marketer, content creator, or an automation builder, someone who is comfortable doing the real work of outreach and sales to build a solid service business, this is exactly for you. If you've been solving real business problems with AI, but you're honestly just stuck trading your time for money, well, this explainer is going to show you exactly how to package, sell, and scale those skills. Okay, let's dive right in.
So here's the bridge system roadmap we'll be following today. First, we'll tackle the freelancer time trap. Then, service packaging. Third is building the delivery engine. Fourth, client acquisition. Fifth, client retention. And finally, scaling the agency.
Section 1. The freelancer time trap. Escaping the hourly grind.
This is the fundamental trap that so many incredibly hardworking people fall into. You learn all these amazing AI tools, but you end up operating as a stuck freelancer. You know the drill, a generalist who bills by the hour, does all the manual work yourself, and is just constantly overwhelmed. In that model, every single new client just adds more stress to your plate. Now contrast that with a true AI agency. Here, you are highly specialized. You sell 3-tier packages, your delivery runs on automated standard operating procedures, and your business is actually genuinely scalable.
You have to ask yourself this, and you have to answer honestly. Are you building a business, or did you just buy yourself a really stressful job? Think about it. If your income completely stops the exact second you step away from your keyboard, you have a job. The systems we are about to break down are your literal exit strategy from that trap.
Moving to Section 2. Positioning and service packaging. Niche down to scale up.
The absolute first step of this playbook is killing the generalist approach. You cannot be everything to everyone. You need to choose one specific service and offer it to one specific type of client. Maybe you build AI content systems for B2B SaaS companies or AI chatbots for e-commerce. Maybe you offer AI ad creatives, make and Zapier automations, AI video production, SEO content, reporting and analytics, or even prompt engineering for corporate teams. Whatever it is, specializing creates a massive competitive moat. When a SaaS company needs content, they're going to hire the agency that only does SaaS content. And when you specialize like that, you can command high-ticket retainers with massive 75 to 85% margins. Okay, once you have your niche locked in, you have to package it correctly. This is where 3-tier pricing psychology comes into play. Listen carefully. You will never quote hourly again. Instead, you're going to present 3 clear tiers using outcome-focused names. Think names like Launch, Scale, and Dominate rather than just Basic or Pro. And here's a pro tip. Always anchor your pricing by presenting that premium tier first. It makes the middle tier feel like an absolute steal. Crucially, you must always highlight what is explicitly not included to protect yourself from scope creep. Doing this forces your prospects to choose the right package for them, rather than trying to nickel and dime your hourly rate.
Now, to actually sell these packages, you need what we call a minimum viable presence. Please, whatever you do, do not waste months and thousands of dollars building a massive, overly complex agency website before you even have clients. You don't need it. You literally just need 3 things: a crystal clear value proposition, one really strong proof point like a measurable case study, and a low-friction calendar link for leads to book a call. You can get this set up in a single day, and then you just start doing your outreach.
All right, Section 3. Building the delivery engine. Automate onboarding and production.
So selling is really only half the battle. Your delivery cannot rely on you manually managing every single little task. You need a seamless lead to paid in 48 hours automated flow. It starts with an intake form, like Typeform, to qualify them. Then it moves seamlessly to an auto-scheduler like Calendly. From there, you generate a proposal using a tool like PandaDoc, collect the signature and payment via Stripe, and automatically trigger a Slack or Notion kickoff portal. When a new client experiences a workflow this professional and frictionless, it builds immense trust before you've even done a single minute of actual work for them.
Once they are officially onboarded, the real work begins. And this relies entirely on the anatomy of a perfect SOP, your standard operating procedures. SOPs are the critical infrastructure that makes you replaceable as the founder. A perfect SOP has a clear objective, a list of tools needed, a meticulous step-by-step process, a 10-point quality assurance checklist, a list of common mistakes to avoid, and This is key, a Loom video walkthrough of you actually doing it. This exact framework is how you empower a virtual assistant to deliver consistent, expert-level work without you having to constantly look over their shoulder.
And this is where you build a massive economic advantage. Let's look at the math here. You might be billing $3,000 to $10,000 a month for your services, right? But your actual production engine is an AI tool stack. Think tools like Claude, Surfer, HeyGen, or Descript that only cost you maybe $150 to $400 a month total. Now, in a traditional agency model, you'd be paying human headcount of $4,000 to $8,000 a month for that exact same output. That massive delta between your tool cost and traditional payroll, that is exactly why the AI agency model is so incredibly profitable.
On to Section 4, Client Acquisition and Sales. Fill your pipeline without pushy tactics. Look, an amazing system with absolutely no clients is really just an expensive hobby. You have to acquire clients through disciplined outreach. We're talking warm outreach, LinkedIn DMs, cold email, authority content, referrals, or even leveraging platforms like Upwork and Contra to get those early wins. But when you finally get a prospect on a call, remember this golden rule. The discovery call is not a sales pitch. It is a diagnostic conversation. Diagnose first, pitch never. Seriously, let that sink in. This rule should completely reset how you approach sales. We are dropping those gross, high-pressure closing tactics and replacing them with expert diagnosis. Think of yourself as the doctor. They are the patient.
So how do you actually run that call? We use a precise 45-minute discovery framework. For the first 5 minutes, you're just getting context. Then you spend a solid 15 minutes purely diagnosing their problem. Next, you spend 10 minutes uncovering the real impact, basically asking, what is this problem actually costing your business right now? Once they've quantified that pain out loud, then and only then do you spend 5 minutes offering the solution, followed by 10 minutes defining the next steps. This framework removes all the pressure and makes your agency the frictionless, obvious answer.
Following that call, you need to send a proposal that actually converts. Ideally, it's 60% or higher. You start by summarizing their exact situation to prove that you are actually listening. Detail the specific deliverables and timelines. And here's the secret sauce. Present the investment amount after you have thoroughly established the value and compared it to what their problem is currently costing them. Toss in a highly relevant case study and end with a frictionless next step. If you get this out to them within 24 hours of your call, you're going to watch your close rate skyrocket, and you won't ever have to give a discount.
Section 5, Retention and Account Growth. The multi-year relationship.
Let's talk about the long game. True agency wealth isn't built by constantly churning through new clients every single month. It's built by keeping the ones you have. I want this number to burn into your memory, 5 to 7. It costs 5 to 7 times more to acquire a brand new client than it does to retain an existing one. If you want a predictable, stressful $50K a month business, incredibly low churn is your ultimate secret weapon.
And you achieve that low churn with this 4-layer retention architecture. Layer 1 is non-negotiable. You absolutely have to deliver the actual results against their KPIs. Layer 2 is proactive communication. Something as simple as a quick 2-minute weekly Loom update works wonders. Layer 3 is automated monthly reporting, so they constantly see the ROI in black and white. And Layer 4, strategic quarterly expansion conversations, or QBRs. This is where you bring them fresh ideas to grow their account naturally. This entire architecture is what turns a one-off AI project into a highly lucrative multi-year retainer.
And finally, Section 6, Scaling the AI Agency, Grow Beyond Yourself.
This phase is where you transform from a solo freelancer into the true owner of a sellable asset. And there is a very precise hiring roadmap for this. When you hit about 8 to 10K a month, you hire a production VA first to execute those SOPs we talked about earlier. Then, around 12 to 15K a month, you bring on an outreach specialist to handle the lead gen pipeline. And once you're hitting 20 to 25K a month, you add an account manager. Notice the order here. You hire production help first and sales help second. Your tight SOPs are what protect your quality standards at every single step of this growth.
Here's something really exciting. If you structure this correctly, an AI agency is actually a highly sought-after financial asset. To maximize your valuation and potentially sell the business for a 2 to 4x multiple down the line, you need to build at least 80% recurring retainer revenue. You absolutely must diversify your clients so no single client makes up more than 20% of your income. This is also where you can bring in white label and reseller partnerships to add solid revenue without you having to take any more sales calls. You need meticulously documented SOPs, and most importantly, you have to completely remove yourself from the daily operations.
But to actually get to that big exit, you have to avoid some incredibly predictable failure modes.
Number 1, stop underpricing your services. Seriously, test a 3K minimum and see what happens. Number 2, avoid the delivery bottleneck by hiring that VA before you actually think you're ready for one. Number 3, fix your client concentration early by diversifying aggressively. And number 4, escape the owner identity trap. You have to be willing to delegate and document your own role right out of the process entirely. Remember, tight systems are your ultimate safety net.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this formula right here. AI services plus systems plus team equals a freedom business. If you package your expertise, automate your onboarding flow, lean heavily on AI production tools, and hire in the exact right order, you aren't just freelancing anymore. You have built a real, thriving agency. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you going to keep trading your precious hours for dollars, or are you finally ready to build a system that actually works for you? Think about it. We'll see you in the next explainer.